morning students, how are you all? Welcome back. So in today's Zoom class also we are going to see the same thing again. So let's continue chapter number 5 from geography, that is industries, and today we are going to see the second part of the chapter. So without wasting our time, let's move on to the topic. The first one, as you have already seen in your Zoom class, about the industrial system. Industrial system consists of inputs, that is raw material, labor, then cost of land, then transport, power and other infrastructure. So these are all constitute as the input. Okay, what is input? It may be raw material, so whatever is required for that particular industry or for production. Then it may be labor, so required. Then the cost of land, then transport, power and other infrastructure, everything is considered as input. Then again, once the input is there, then what the process starts next? The procedure starts, that is called process. So it consists of wide range of activities that convert raw material into finished goods. And third one is the output, that is the result, that is the end product and income earned from it. So this is the industrial system. It requires three main things, that is input, then processes and then output. You have already seen in the video as well. Now the industrial regions of the world, as you have already seen, once again, we are talking about industrial regions of the world, Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, then Eastern Europe and Eastern Asia. So these are all the industrial regions of the world. Whatever you can, the names which are encircled or which are encircled, they are the major industrial regions of the world. So let's move on to, this is the industrial regions as far as the map is concerned. So this is the same, this is given in your textbook as well. Now move on to the next. This is the major industrial regions of India. So first of all, that is Mumbai-Pune belt, that is on the western side. Then Ahmedabad-Vadodara belt, Gujarat mein. Gurgaon-Delhi-Meerut belt. Then Hooghly belt, that is on the eastern part. Chota Nagpur plateau region. Then Vishakhapatnam Gunturu belt. Then Bengaluru Tamil Nadu belt. Then Kollam Thiruvananthapuram belt. These are the industrial regions of India. Now move on to the next topic. What are industrial disaster? So what is called something, sometimes we say that's a disaster over here. So what is that disaster? Especially industrial disaster. So disasters caused by industrial companies either by accident or negligence or incompetence, where great damage, injury or loss of life are caused. So this is called as industrial disaster. It is caused by industrial company either by accident. So that is the accident maybe. Negligence. कभी-कभी negligence करते हैं because of the negligence of human beings, that is occurring on accident or negligence. Or the third one is incompetence, when they are not able to complete the task. Incompetence, where the great damage, injury or loss of life are occurred, and that is constituted as industrial disaster. Now move on to the next topic, that is the distribution of major industries. So major industries of the world are, first one, iron and steel industry, second, textile industry, and third, information technology. So now we are going to have a comparative study of iron and steel industry of India and with the world, and textile industry of India with the world, as well as the information technology of India with the world. So move on to that. Iron and steel industry. So this thing is clearly given in the video as you have seen. Let us see once again the iron and steel industry of India. Let me little bit zoom it so that you can, same thing is, it is from your textbook only. I think it is the maximum, I can't. Okay, the world's major industries are iron and steel industry. Okay, and iron and industry, it also requires a wide range of input, process and output. And now we are going to see the comparative study. I am not going to explain this in detail because the same thing is given in your textbook. So you have to read that. Okay, otherwise it's a waste of time. So in the next it is given steel. Steel is tough and it can easily be shaped, cut or made into wire. So this is steel we are talking about, and steel is also many time it is raw material for many other industries. So a special alloy of steel can be made by adding small amount of other metals such as aluminium, then nickel and copper. Alloy gives steel that is unusual hardness, then toughness or ability to resist it. So this is steel and the procedure of steel. You can see the furnaces. We have already seen in chapter number 7 history as well. The same thing is repeated in this chapter also. Steel is often called as the backbone of modern industry. So this particular thing you have to keep in mind. Steel is often considered as the backbone of modern industry. Almost everything we use is either made up of iron or steel or has been made with tools and machinery of these metals. So steel is used in one or the other way, and in most of our daily use things are made up of steel, either made up of steel or this steel tools or machineries may be used for the procedure or for the making of it. So the rest of the things is given in your textbook, so you have to go through this. I am not going to read the sentence one by one. Okay. Now we are now, as I told you, comparing the iron and steel industry of India with the iron and steel industry of one of the major industries of the world. So the iron and steel industry in Pittsburgh, that is in America, and another one is in India. So this thing I would like to explain. So because a separate study is given in your textbook also, the same I am going to explain. So if I zoom it, then I am not able to. So let me try zoom out. Okay, this is the next one. Okay, iron and steel industry. Pittsburgh is an important steel city of United States of America and is also known as Iron City or Iron City. I am now reading only Pittsburgh. In mid-19th century, processing of iron began in Pittsburgh. Some of the raw materials such as coal is available locally, while the iron ore comes from the iron mines of what is given written is Minnesota, about 1,500 kilometers from Pittsburgh. Between these mines and Pittsburgh is one of the world's best routes for shipping ore cheaply. The famous Great Lakes waterway. Okay, trains carry the ore from the Great Lake to the Pittsburgh area. The Ohio, the Monongahela and Allegheny rivers provide adequate water supply. This is all with regard to Pittsburgh. The geographical condition of Pittsburgh have a favorable topography. then temperate climate, neither too hot nor too cold, and skilled labor and market which make this place favorable for the development of iron and steel industry. So this is with regard to iron and steel industry of Pittsburgh. Major important, what is required? The ore, iron ore, and it is available between about 1500 kilometer, that is iron mines at Minnesota. And next important thing is required water supply, and these water supplies are provided by the lakes, that is Ohio, then Monongahela and Allegheny rivers provide adequate water supply. Then iron and steel industry of Jamshedpur. That now let's have a comparative study of Jamshedpur, that is in India. Before 1947, there was only one iron and steel plant in the country, and that was that Tata Iron and Steel, that is also famously called as TISCO. TISCO was started in the year 1907 by Jamshedji and Tata. Sakchi or Sakachi is the Saimblum district of Jharkhand, where that TISCO is started. Then Sakchi was only 32 kilometers away from then Kalamati railway station of Bengal Nagpur railway line. So same thing is explained in the video as well, if you remember. So okay, then it was close at the iron ore, coal and manganese deposit as well as near to Kolkata, which is provided a large market. So market is available at Kolkata. Mine stone or mines are available, and railway lines help them to transport these raw material to the plant where or the company where it is existed. Then TISCO gets coal from Jharia coal fields and iron ore, limestone, dolomite and manganese from Orissa and Chhattisgarh. So last point I am reading. Government initiatives provided adequate capital for its later development. This lead to the rapid industrial growth in India. So we have seen so many, Bhadravati, Bokaro, isn't it? So among, or I can say in India, this one is Jamshedpur is the famous one. So this is the place Jamshedpur in the map of India, you can see. And the same thing is given is Sakchi, Sakachi and all. That railway line you can see, the river, two river. You may ask a question also, two rivers, isn't it? So one is Subarnarekha and Karkai river that provides. Okay, next one, let's zoom out. Some hangout हो गया इसको, not able to. Okay, so this is a major iron ore producing areas in the world. So let's move on to the next one. Cotton textile industry, Ahmedabad. So again, Osaka. One is in Ahmedabad is in India and Osaka is in Japan. Again, there is a comparative study of cotton textile industry. I have not shown any pages related to this. Japan is also known as the Manchester of Manchester. Okay, Japan is also known as the Manchester. And something is going on. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me come to the little bit. Yeah. Japan is known as the Manchester of the world, and industries are established in and around the water for its milk. I think something is missing over there. So we will skip this one, comparative study, and we will move on to the cotton textile industry of Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad is also known as the Manchester of the world. Sorry, Manchester of India. Ahmedabad is known as the Manchester of India. The first mill is established in 1859, and then it is located in Gujarat on the banks of Sabarmati river. The climate is ideal for the spinning and weaving and all. Okay, the densely populated states of Gujarat and Maharashtra, wherein skilled laborers are easily available. Skilled and unskilled laborers are easily available. So that is about this one, the cotton textile of Ahmedabad. So the same thing is given. You can see Ahmedabad and Osaka in the textbook. Okay. Then the major cotton textile manufacturing areas overall the world in the map. Then information technology. This will be the last topic, that is IT. So information technology industry deals the storage, the processing and distribution of information. That is the leading one now. Today this industry has become global everywhere. The major hubs of the IT industry are Silicon Valley, that is in California, and Bangalore. Silicon Valley as well as Bengaluru. Bengaluru is located on the Deccan Plateau, that is in southern India, where it gets the name of Silicon Plateau. Why it gets its name? Because whatever the atmosphere is there in Silicon, the same type of atmosphere that is favorable, that is you can say cool weather condition is there at Bangalore also, that is ideal for the development of IT sector. Silicon Valley is part of Santa Clara Valley, located next to the Rocky Mountains of North America. So where it is located? In the North America. If we see in the map, it is located, Silicon Valley is located in the North America, whereas Bengaluru in the southern part of India. So Bangalore and Silicon Valley, information technology, comparative study. So the same thing, what is mentioned, so you have to go through this. Silicon Valley is a part of Santa Clara Valley, located in the San Francisco, California peninsula of USA. The area is a temperate climate that is favorable for this industry. Availability of skilled labor and market has played an important role in growth of this IT industry. And Stanford Industry Park played an important role in the development of Silicon Valley. Whereas let us come to the India. Then Bengaluru is located on the Deccan Plateau, as I already told you, is also called as the Silicon Valley of India. So the city is known for its mild climate throughout the year. Yes, neither too hot nor too cold. Then availability of skilled labor. The city has many leading or educational institutions, more than 100 then multinational and software companies have established in this area. So if you are opting for any computer science and all in future and completing your degrees, technical degrees and all, and you will get, definitely you will be having opportunity in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Delhi as well as in Pune. These places are very, very famous for this IT sector. So this is all about the chapter, and anyhow, as I told you, we are going to see the explanation through module once again. In the meantime, keep watching and keep studying, and thank you for everything. Thank you and have a nice time. Bye bye.